Why is Dogecoin getting hammered today? And really, Gary Gensler back in the news? Those articles and more on OG Crypto and NFTs. Welcome everybody. My name is Troy, and every day we go over digital assets and NFTs. But first, before we jump into all the articles, let's go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're going to grow this channel and we're going to make it the best 5 to 10 minutes in digital assets or in the crypto world every day. Let's jump into it. Now, we know that Dogecoin took that big leap of faith last week when Elon Musk purchased Twitter, and all the rumors swirled around that, he wanted to have a charge here. He wanted to get rid of the bots. He talked to CZ, brought CZ in for 500 mil. And it looks like Dogecoin might be part of the crypto payment process. He hasn't really announced it yet. He's still trying to figure it out. I know he initially talked about $20. He talked about $8 a month just to get rid of the garbage. Take the garbage out and to the street and let the trash truck come by and pick it up. So because of that, he hasn't announced anything. And I think we're still a little further away down the road, probably more into December or January before he's going to announce more of what he's getting into with the crypto side. With that being said, I had all speculators, well, actually investors came in, the big investors, whales came in, purchased a bunch of Dogecoin, and then of course the influencers come in next because they want to make their 2 cents and get it out there. So they're out there talking on YouTube and Twitter about how to buy Dogecoin, and of course Dogecoin then goes up even more and then gets dumped on the retail. Guys, this is just the same old song and dance. Dogecoin is fantastic as a meme coin. It's not a utility at this point. It could be in the future, but it's not. So before we jump into speculation and you lose your Christmas money and you can't buy mama a Christmas gift, don't do it. Next article. OpenSea rolls out two new NFT theft protection features. I like it. The top NFT marketplace by market share is taking additional efforts to protect its users from phishing attacks and prevent resale of stolen NFTs on its platform. I really like this idea. It's about time. When people steal NFTs, they sit there on I sit there on the platform and they sell it right off the platform. But now I know for a fact that OpenSea is very aggressive now. If you can prove that your NFT was transferred or stolen from you, they will take it down if someone's trying to sell it and then go after them. So it's kind of nice to see this now. But I think that it continually needs to evolve. We need to make it where it just makes it harder and harder for people to actually steal NFTs and then turn around and then sell them on marketplaces. If that's a fact, then if you're just dumb enough or you want to gamble or take the risk of private sales, knock yourself out. But nobody wants to do a private sale when the OpenSea trading charges are small. So then there's going to be something wrong if you do it. So I'm just telling you now, it's a good step forward. All right, on to the garbage, where the truck is outside waiting for the Gary Genslers of the world. SEC chair highlights crypto enforcement cases to legal experts. He was at a SEC gathering, an annual gathering today. And I mean, just the crap he spews out of his mouth is ridiculous. Of any people, he thinks he knows enough, and he knows to talk higher and bigger over congressmen, over senators, over everyone. So they just have to agree with him because they don't really quite know what he's talking about. This is what I get from Gary Gensler. He himself, I think, is confused and he doesn't really know, but if he acts as if, then he fakes everybody out. Let's go over some of the two things that he talked about here. It says it's two things here. It says in written remarks for Practicing Law Institute Annual Institution on Securities Regulation, which is Gary Gensler's gig, right? On today, Gensler used examples of SEC enforcement against crypto lending firm BlockFi. So let's go over to these BlockFi and former Coinbase employees to justify the agency's action on violation of U.S. security laws. Let's go over both of these. Okay, let's go over BlockFi first. What did he do? He went there and said to BlockFi, 6-9 months ago, hey guys, you're selling Bitcoin and Ethereum. In fact, you're actually having people stake it and you're giving yields out. So he went ahead, did that. Now, he sued them. But the question really remains is there were 4 or 5 big firms that were doing it. Why go after BlockFi? Why not have Voyager, who actually went bankrupt and has caused $10 to $20 billion? Why not Celsius, who's about 20 to 40 billion into their clients doing the exact same thing? And what about Three Arrows Capital? What a nightmare. What a nightmare. What did Gary Gensler do? Gary Gensler went in there, he turned around, and all he was looking for was the win and the fine. He wasn't there to look after any investors. He was just looking for the big W because he's a political figure. He's not an enforcer. So if he would have really broke it down, he would have realized that BlockFi turned around, took their clients' money, and then reinvested it into enormously bad assets. Now, people are out there saying, well, how did they know that he was bad assets? Hey guys, you didn't put it into a security in a stock exchange where it can be regulated. You put it in an unregulated Wild West out there, and you relied on other people, other bad actors to make you money. Come on, that's just ridiculous. If you're giving out these huge yield farms, these huge yields, you know that's going down. I don't know what Gary Gensler's beating his chest for, because he caused about $30 to $50 billion worth of loss for investors right now, especially right now going through pain and suffering in 2 bankruptcy courts. The only reason BlockFi isn't going through the same exact thing is FTX came in and bailed his ass out and inhaled it. But they're only still paying only a percentage of what those people lost. So don't get too excited about it. Gary Gensler really dropped the ball on this. He's only talking about it because he got a $100 million fine out of him. He didn't go and investigate why this is a big problem. All right, so let's go break it down. So Coinbase, and former Coinbase employees. Okay, so a Coinbase employee, he turned around, he front-runned several different coins out there. So what happens is when coins are actually listed or going to be listed on Coinbase, usually they see a huge bump on a big exchange like Coinbase. So what they did was they turned around, bought the coins on other exchanges, and then when the coin was launched on Coinbase, they saw a huge jump, so they'd sell right away. Well, I get it. What does this have to do with the SEC? It really doesn't. It's the Treasury who went after them. But the SEC came in afterwards and said that there were 8 or 9 of those coins, and all the coins that were listed in the lawsuit against this former employee, they were securities. Now, Gary Gensler didn't say how he determined they were securities. He didn't say any of that. All he said is they were securities. Okay, he just labeled them out loud and he bullied the whole process. Well, what do you expect that's going to happen here? These 2 or 3, there's 2 employees, an employee, a brother, and a friend. Are they really going to go fight that they are actually selling securities? They don't have the money that the SEC has. So again, Gary Gensler comes in and bullies up the point. He's not proven that not even one coin is a security. He has no proof of it. He can tell people he thinks it is, but he's getting his ass kicked in the Ripple SEC lawsuit right now. And the judges are even making fun of the SEC. So as well as everyone's piling up on him. Make a long story short, I know Gary Gensler isn't worth the time or the spit in my mouth to even deal with. Next. Well, I have a special surprise for you today. I have the return of our favorite actress, producer, editor, manager, Emi. Welcome back.
Hi, I'm back.
Hey, missed you for 5 days. The whole place crumbled. I get it. I know. The comments were ugly. Where's Emi at? Hey, all right. She does her hair better than mine every morning. I get it. All right. So now we're into NFTs.
Yep.
And Emi is our NFT expert.
Okay, so it says Visa will auction World Cup NFTs for charity before the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. This is very interesting. The project is called Masters of Movement, and they're trying to put together football, art, and technology. So the main thing with this is it's going to be 5 NFTs, and they're all going to have soccer-themed designs. And during the tournament, it will also enable spectators to create their own digital art. I'm really curious about that part. They don't go too much into detail on that. But it basically says here that each digital item is composed of a variety of colorful loops that change in color in response to each player's movements as they get closer to the target. The items, which are painted in the player's national team colors, list the World Cup, the day, and minute the goal was scored, as well as the day of the game. So this is very interesting, but I think the coolest part of that is Street Child United is a charity based in the UK, and they're going to be receiving 100% of the funds raised. And this is in collaboration with Crypto.com.
This is fantastic. I'm excited. Not very many NFT projects are actually going to be giving 100% to charity. That doesn't happen. Obviously there's work on the back end to even put these together.
Yeah.
So, but there's some pretty big names here. Mm-hmm. Michael Owen of England, Maxi Rodriguez, you got Carly Lloyd out here. Mm-hmm. Tim Cahill in Australia. There's some big names, so it should bring in quite a lot of money here for charity.
Yeah, I like that it's not just like, hey, this is our collection for charity. Like, they've really thought out what they want this to be, the different industries that are all coming together as one to make this happen. I like this project a lot. I think
this is very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Okie
And the big news of the day.
Will you read that for me?
Stephen Curry submits trademark applications for NFTs and Metaverse. Are we gonna see the Curryverse?
Yes, so that is what this project is called. It's called the Curryverse. So earlier this month, he submitted a patent and a trademark for this. Basically, he wants to start selling apparel, footwear, belts, headgear, sports bag, watches, artwork, and other virtual products in the Metaverse.
He is taking this to the next level.
He is. I think he's seen what a lot of the other sports celebrities are getting into, and with him being really into NFTs, because he purchased a Bored Ape in August for $180K
last year.
Yeah, he obviously seems to be very up on Web3 and wants a piece of the pie.
I actually think what he's done is when he bought the Bored Ape, he had no clue. It was a celebrity craze to be cool. I want to buy a Bored Ape or a CryptoPunk. And I think what he did was he started seeing what Yuga Labs did with Bored Apes, and because we've done so many reporting on articles on Bored Apes and all their expansion, right? And with that being said, I think he just goes, hey, let me monetize myself in the metaverse like the Bored Apes are monetizing themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I could totally see that. And I think we're going to continue to see this. We're going to see a lot of celebrities, athletes, even influencers jumping in. I do believe that since Steph Curry is more involved in the Web3 space, this will be a nicely thought out, whole complete project, not just a money grab with random pieces thrown up.
Right. Yeah. Like we've seen many.
We've seen many times. Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you very much for joining us today. Again, I'm glad to have our producer Emi back.
Yep.
We're really excited that we'll be getting on a more, let's call it, normal, schedule here versus it being fairly random. She's not leaving us anytime soon.
I'll be here for at least the end of the year. No, I'm just kidding.
And what year? 2030, 2035? We get you at least till then?
We'll find out.
Well, you guys have a fantastic day, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.